Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle Warner Brothers Play the Legends bundle of August 2025. To help me answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and support the channel in the process. Before I begin, I would like to thank you Locatus of Board for donating to the channel recently. I really appreciate it, and thank you to all of you who've been watching. These videos are really fun to do, and knowing that you're watching means the world. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have Gotham Knights, an action-adventure game based around the Batman mythos. The game's story follows the 4 playable characters, Batgirl, Robin, Nightwing, and Red Hood, as they take on the criminal underworld of Gotham City after the apparent death of Batman. The game's story takes place in a separate universe from the Arkham series, and as such offers a fresh take on the Batman mythos. One of the standout features of Gotham Knights is co-op gameplay. You can team up with up to 3 friends to take on the game's challenges together. Each character has their own unique sets of abilities and moves, and you can customize your character with a variety of gear and upgrades. The game's combat system is also noteworthy, featuring a fluid and fast-paced style that is both satisfying and engaging. You'll need to master your character's movesets and work together as a team to take on Gotham's most dangerous foes. Another standout feature of Gotham Knights is its open-world setting. You can explore a vast and detailed recreation of Gotham City, complete with a variety of locations to discover and secrets to uncover. The game's world is full of activities and challenges, offering you a range of gameplay options beyond the main story. The game also features a number of side missions and activities, ranging from detective work to stealth missions. You can use your unique abilities to approach these missions in a variety of ways, and the game rewards you for creative problem solving. One potential drawback of Gotham Knights is that it does not feature the iconic Batman character as a playable character. However, the game's story and characters offer a fresh take on the Batman story, and fans of the series are sure to find a lot to like here. Overall, Gotham Knights is an excellent action role-playing game that offers a fresh take on the world of DC Comics. With its engaging co-op gameplay, fluid combat system, vast open-world setting, and stunning graphics, there's a lot to look forward to here. If you're a fan of the Batman universe, or if you're looking for a fun and engaging action RPG, Gotham Knights is definitely worth playing. At number 2 we have Back 4 Blood, a first-person shooter game and spiritual successor to the iconic Left 4 Dead franchise. Developed by Turtle Rock Studios, the game has made a name for itself as being an awesome game, offering an incredibly fun co-op experience with friends. One of the standout features of Back 4 Blood is its co-op mode, which provides an incredibly entertaining and immersive experience. The game's replayability is also impressive, thanks to its numerous level challenges and mutations that keep players entertained. What's more, you can complete the entire campaign without firing a single bullet, and the game offers an achievement for a pacifist playthrough, adding a new layer of challenge and enjoyment to the game. In addition to the fun co-op experience, the solo campaign is equally enjoyable, with competent AI teammates that help you progress through the game. However, towards the final acts, the squad becomes somewhat irrelevant, and the melee combat falls away. Despite these issues, the game is highly polished, and the attention to detail put into the online co-op campaign is impressive. The game's card system is one of its best features, as it allows you to own a character and customize your experience. However, the AI teammates do not upgrade their gear alongside you, which is a minor downside. Furthermore, the PvP game mode is basic, and the game currently lacks mod support. In conclusion, while Back 4 Blood may not have been exactly what players were expecting, it still delivers an exceptional co-op experience that is definitely worth playing. If you're looking for a fun co-op game to play with friends, then Back 4 Blood should definitely be on your list. With its highly polished gameplay, entertaining level challenges, and card system, the game provides hours of fun and replayability. At number 3 we have Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate Edition, the 11th installment in the legendary Mortal Kombat fighting game series. This edition combines all the previous add-ons, including the Aftermath expansion, and introduces an additional combat pack with 3 new fighters. Mortal Kombat 11 sets a new benchmark for storytelling in the realm of fighting games. From its engaging story mode to its refined fighting mechanics, this game delivers a comprehensive experience that will captivate both new and seasoned players. The game's fantastic story mode intertwines 27 years of Mortal Kombat lore, skillfully stitching together a narrative reminiscent of the best moments in a Marvel movie. The introduction of the new villain Kronika, with her plan to rewrite time, adds an effective and morally ambiguous dimension to the storyline. The fighting mechanic in Mortal Kombat 11 are the best they've ever been, combining the familiar pick-up-and-play ease of previous installments with a deeper level of strategy and competitive gameplay. The introduction of fatal blows, powerful one-shot attacks that can turn the tide of a losing round, adds an exciting element to the fights. The separation of offensive and defensive meters enhances the gameplay dynamics, allowing for amplified attacks and strategic defensive maneuvers. The game's tutorials are excellent, catering to players of all skill levels and providing a comprehensive learning experience. The customization options for each fighter are extensive, offering a wide range of skins, gear, abilities, and AI behavior to personalize your gameplay experience. The Crypt mode adds an adventure element, where players can explore and unlock various items through a third-person perspective. However, the randomization of loot can make it a time-consuming process to acquire specific items, and the cosmetic changes may feel less rewarding compared to previous games. In conclusion, Mortal Kombat 11 delivers a deep and customizable fighting experience, while presenting an engaging story mode that rivals the best video game movies. With its refined gameplay mechanics and extensive customization options, it is a must-play for both fans of the series and newcomers alike. And number 4 we have F.E.A.R. Ultimate Shooter Edition, a complete package of the original F.E.A.R. plus its expansions, Extraction Point, and Perseus Mandate. You step into the boots of a member of the elite First Encounter Assault Recon Team, or F.E.A.R. team, sent to neutralize a mysterious threat after a Special Forces unit is annihilated in a wave of inexplicable destruction. What follows is a tense fusion of cinematic gunfights, eerie atmosphere, and unsettling paranormal events. What makes F.E.A.R. unique is its AI. Enemies flank, suppress, and flush you out like they actually want you dead. Even today, few shooters rival this level of technical challenge. Gunplay feels weighty, especially when you trigger bullet time to dodge gunfire and land satisfying headshots. The environments may repeat, but the combat keeps encounters fresh. The horror works through build-up, not cheap jump scares. You creep through abandoned offices and ruined city streets, feeling like you shouldn't even be there. The expansions extend the tension. Extraction Point picks up immediately after the main story, while Perseus Mandate runs parallel, offering new perspectives on ATC's secrets. It's not without age spots. Textures are dated, some weapons feel floaty without tweaks, and performance can be inconsistent. Installing the fan-made Echo Patch is strongly recommended for smoother gameplay, controller support, and quality of life improvements. If you value smart AI, satisfying slow-motion firefights, and a horror experience that lingers rather than shouts, this is a must-play classic. In an era of shallow shooters, F.E.A.R. still teaches modern games a lesson in tension and action. And number 5 we have Middle-earth: Shadow of War Definitive Edition, an improved version of the Lord of the Rings themed game of the same name. This edition includes all paid DLC and free updates, with a significant change being the removal of microtransactions, addressing concerns raised over loot boxes in the gaming industry. In this RPG, you play as Talion, a ranger possessed by the elf wraith Celebrimbor, and embark on a journey with wraith powers and a new ring to acquire even more abilities. The game involves gaining XP, skill points, and better equipment while engaging in a nemesis system where orc captains you encounter remember your interactions with them, adding depth to the gameplay. The main campaign is set in Middle-earth and offers a unique addition to the lore. However, the gameplay can become repetitive as you spend much of your time fighting or dominating orcs and taking over fortresses across Mordor. While you can skip these segments to focus on the main story, doing so means missing out on a true ending. The Definitive Edition includes all paid DLC, including 2 campaigns, Blade of Galadriel and Desolation of Mordor. Blade of Galadriel offers gameplay similar to the main campaign, while Desolation of Mordor provides a different experience as Baranor, a regular human relying on upgrades from Númenórean artifacts. The game's story takes place between The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, and incorporates elements from the Silmarillion, catering to Tolkien enthusiasts. It offers various collectibles, missions, and challenges, including elven poetry for Ithilden doors. In conclusion, Middle-earth: Shadow of War Definitive Edition enhances the base game with additional content, making it a worthwhile experience for Tolkien fans. However, the gameplay's repetitive nature may become evident after multiple locations. The removal of microtransactions is a positive change, and the Nemesis system adds depth and complexity to the orc encounters, making it an engaging open-world RPG. And number 6 we have Batman: Arkham Knight, a game that will make you feel like the Dark Knight himself. Initially, the Batmobile's omnipresence is frustrating, akin to the toddler's obsession with a new toy. It insists on inserting itself into every facet of gameplay, from traveling to combat and puzzle solving, and not to mention causing some frame rate issues due to the smoke effects it generates. Yet, over time, the Batmobile becomes an integral part of the experience. Despite the initial uproar, strafing and shooting tank combat in the Batmobile adds a refreshing layer of gameplay, offering a change from the familiar fisticuffs. In terms of city traversal, Batman's gliding abilities and Gotham's size make the Batmobile unnecessary. However, its integration into the game is seamless and allows for fluid transitions between different activities. The game strikes a balance between exploration and combat, leaning more towards the former, which contributes to its appeal. The Batmobile is superbly designed to serve the player's needs, waiting when not in use and fighting its way to you when summoned. Some side missions and main plotlines skillfully incorporate the Batmobile, enhancing the overall experience. Although Batman Arkham Knight includes a multitude of side missions and collectibles, your tolerance for these tasks depends on your enjoyment of the core action sequences, theme, and presentation. The combat system, while mostly unchanged, offers a few tweaks and expands the variety of enemies. The boss fights remain a weak point, particularly those involving the Batmobile. The story, though convoluted, is entertaining, especially in the smaller side stories. The Arkham Knight reveal might be predictable for Batman enthusiasts, but still delivers an engaging narrative. The game focuses on personal conflicts rather than the broader themes of power and responsibility. Batman Arkham Knight is a thrilling installment in the series. It falls between the open-world scope of Arkham City and the tighter design of Arkham Asylum. While the controversial Batmobile adds variety, it remains a divisive aspect of the game. Despite its technical issues, the game offers plenty of content and showcases Rocksteady's knack for spectacle and style, setting a high standard for superhero-themed video games. At number 7 we have Injustice 2 Legendary Edition, a fighting game that offers an amazing experience without even having to delve into multiplayer. Developed by NetherRealm, known for their exceptional story campaign, Injustice 2 takes the concept of an engaging narrative to a whole new level. The story, while at times clunky and nonsensical, is extraordinary in terms of effort and presentation. It draws inspiration from DC Comics and features an over-the-top grimdark tone that occasionally borders on tongue-in-cheek absurdity. The game succeeds in embracing DC's rich lore, borrowing visual designs, story cues, and fighting moves from comics and cartoons. Injustice 2 not only excels in its narrative but also in gameplay. The combat system is deep and technical, catering to both novice and hardcore fighting game players. The extensive tutorial ensures that you understand the mechanics thoroughly. Characters have unique gimmicks and special moves, allowing for varied combat strategies. The game's accessibility is a notable achievement, with simple controls for beginners and layers of complexity for experienced players. The burn meter, super moves, and various advanced techniques offer depth without overwhelming newcomers. One unique feature, the gear system, allows you to customize characters with loot earned after each fight. However, it can complicate balance in unranked matches and seems unnecessary for some heroes. It doesn't add significant value, but encourages more single-player engagement, particularly in the multiverse mode, which features randomly generated challenges and unique limitations. The Legendary Edition enhances the game with 10 additional DLC characters, including guest fighters from Mortal Kombat and surprising appearances by Hellboy and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Reskins of existing characters and a free patch that expands content and tutorials make this edition a comprehensive package. At number 8 we have Batman Arkham Origins, a game that plunges you into Batman's formative years, revealing a more impulsive vigilante. This narrative shift adds depth, but the gameplay adheres closely to Rocksteady's established formula. On Christmas Eve, Black Mask places a $50 million bounty on Batman, attracting 8 assassins, including Bane, Deathstroke, and Killer Croc. It also features early encounters with the Joker and cameos, ensuring numerous adversaries to confront. Set in a snow-covered Gotham City before its transformation into Arkham Asylum, familiar landmarks from Arkham City are present, albeit with a reconfigured layout. A new island, connected by a cumbersome bridge, expands the city, but lacks visual allure. To ease navigation, the Batwing offers fast travel after unlocking points through communication tower hacks. Otherwise, grappling serves as a primary means of getting around. Batman Arkham Origins reintroduces the Riddler as Enigma, scattering extortion files throughout the story and city levels. Various side missions, such as bomb defusals and weapon or drug cache destruction, provide variety. Indoor settings like the Gotham City Police Department offices, the Royal Hotel, and the Penguin ship exude intricate detailing, enriching the world. Level design feels formulaic though, emphasizing combat over exploration. The combat system resembling previous titles lacks the rhythmic flow of its predecessors. A new feature rewards combat variety and applies to Predator challenges. Regrettably, boss battles prove underwhelming and repetitive, often relying on basic patterns. These encounters become tiresome. The detective mode introduces a feature enabling crime scene reconstruction, enhancing the narrative. Yet, it feels somewhat shallow, primarily involving button prompts to scan items. New gadgets are introduced, without a clear explanation as to why Batman possesses the technology from later titles. The story remains a strong point, drawing from established mythology without relying on cliches. Batman Arkham Origins retains playability due to Rocksteady's foundation. However, it feels like a cautious expansion rather than a genuine sequel, lacking innovation. And number 9 we have Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor, Game of the Year Edition, an action-adventure game set in the Lord of the Rings universe. This game offers a narrative set between The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings. You play as Talion, a ranger seeking vengeance for his family's murder. He merges with the Wraith Celebrimbor, granting you control over 2 characters with distinct goals. The game's world, inspired by franchises like Batman Arkham and Assassin's Creed, provides smooth traversal and exploration. The game introduces a nemesis system, which populates the world with dynamic orc hierarchies. Eliminating orcs leads to a promotion and a continuously shifting power structure, enhancing replayability and strategy. Combat, reminiscent of Batman Arkham, is satisfying, and execution moves are visually impressive. However, the storytelling and characters may leave some players wanting more. The DLC campaigns add extra content, but feel underwhelming and short. The audio and music are functional, with notable voice acting, but the lack of a memorable soundtrack is disappointing. The game occasionally holds your hand, limiting the sense of discovery, but its strengths, including a nemesis system, outweigh this drawback. Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year Edition is a fun and engaging journey for Lord of the Rings fans. Its exceptional nemesis system and combat make it an enjoyable experience, particularly for action-adventure enthusiasts. While the story and characters could be more engaging, the game's strengths and fun gameplay make it a worthwhile adventure in Middle-earth. And number 10 we have Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League, a third-person action shooter from the creators of the Batman Arkham series, where you take control of Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and King Shark on a mission to stop Brainiac and, yes, kill the Justice League. Set in a sprawling open-world metropolis, each squad member offers unique traversal and combat abilities, blending gunplay with acrobatics for fast-paced encounters. When it works, the gameplay can be a blast. Moving fluidly across rooftops, chaining abilities, and unloading weapons into hordes of enemies feels satisfying, especially when you mix in squad ultimates and environmental traversal attacks. Metropolis itself is vibrant and detailed, with plenty of DC nods for fans to appreciate. Playing with friends adds an extra layer of chaotic fun, and in a bundle, it is easier to overlook its flaws. Those flaws, however, are hard to ignore. Mission design is often repetitive, gear progression feels shallow, and traversal cooldowns can break momentum. The live service model weighs the game down, with overpriced cosmetics and a lack of compelling endgame content. Story-wise, the decision to link this to the Arkhamverse frustrated many, especially given the controversial fates of beloved heroes. While there are flashes of witty banter and creative moments, the narrative sometimes feels rushed and uneven. If you go in expecting a tight single-player Arkham-style experience, you'll be disappointed. But if you treat it as a colorful, over-the-top co-op shooter and grab it in a bundle, you might just find enough chaotic fun to make the mission worth it. And number 11 we have Watchmen: The End is Nigh, Part 1 and 2 bundle. A gritty, old-school beat-em-up that puts you in the boots of Night Owl and Rorschach, delivering bone-crunching justice in a prequel story to the Watchmen film. Across both episodes, you'll punch, kick, and combo your way through wave after wave of enemies, using a varied arsenal of moves that feel satisfyingly impactful thanks to strong animations and responsive controls. Part 1 eases you in with tutorials, unlocking combos as you progress, while Part 2 skips the training wheels. Everything is unlocked from the start, and enemies hit harder. This means you'll need to master counterattacks, crowd control, and chaining combos to survive. Night Owl's stunning area attacks and Rorschach's bull rush are particularly useful for breaking out of tight situations, and the challenge encourages more thoughtful, methodical play. However, the repetition becomes hard to ignore. While enemy designs change, from biker gangs to strip club goons, their fighting styles rarely differ, making many encounters feel samey. The environments in Part 2 are less striking than Part 1's, though they still serve the story well, touching on key Watchmen themes like the Keene Act and the tension between the two vigilantes' moral code. Local co-op adds fun with a friend, but the lack of online multiplayer is a missed opportunity. Bundled together, the 2 episodes offer solid value. If you can tolerate repetitive gameplay and just want some satisfyingly brutal brawling in the Watchmen universe, this is a worthy pickup. And number 12 we have Mad Max, an open-world action game based on the iconic Mad Max movie franchise. You find yourself in a wasteland, left for dead and your legendary interceptor stolen by the menacing warlord Scabrous Scrotus. With the help of Chum Bucket, a Quasimodo-like mechanic, and not to be confused by the fast food restaurant owned by Plankton, you aim to build a new war machine to reclaim your prized vehicle. The game involves clearing enemy camps, scavenging scrap metal, and engaging in high-speed car combat and melee brawls. Your primary weapon is a car-mounted harpoon, allowing you to dismember enemy vehicles and tear down enemy structures. The vehicular combat, especially when facing fuel convoys, provides intense and chaotic gameplay reminiscent of the films. While the car combat shines, on-foot melee combat feels repetitive, lacking the fluidity of other games like the Arkham series. The numerous boss fights follow similar patterns, with lumbering enemies requiring dodges and quick attacks. Exploration of the vast wasteland offers a variety of activities, such as collecting scrap, upgrading strongholds, capturing outposts, and participating in races. However, most of these activities involve more melee combat, leading to monotony. The game's visual design successfully captures the barren desert wasteland with distinct regions, each with its unique theme. Nevertheless, the story lacks the dark humor found in the films, and character development falls short. Despite some drawbacks, the game offers a satisfying car combat experience, complemented by a visually appealing wasteland. The exciting vehicular battles make up for the monotonous melee combat and uninspiring story. At number 13, we have Mortal Kombat XL. When Mortal Kombat X was first released, NetherRealm Studios took a significant risk by introducing 8 entirely new characters to the roster and offering unique variations for existing fighters, resulting in a game that sets a new standard for the series. The most striking change in MKX at the time was the major roster shakeup. With 24 fighters at the base level, a third of them are entirely new characters, not just variations of existing ones. Characters like Takeda and Kungjin bring refreshing novelty to the game with their unique gameplay elements, reinvigorating the franchise. Takeda in particular showcases the game's success in character design. He combines traditional weaponry with high-tech gadgetry, offering a fighting style that feels both fresh and plausible. The variation system, allowing each character to choose from 3 abilities, adds depth and strategy. This system creates exciting possibilities, making each character feel distinct and offering more room for exploration and discovery. However, the story mode's narrative doesn't align with the series' brutal tone. The game's main focus remains its exceptional combat. Despite minor issues, Mortal Kombat X excels where it matters most: combat. The rich combat system, extensive training mode, and engaging online features make for a satisfying gaming experience. While there might be some online input lag, it is vastly improved compared to its predecessor, Mortal Kombat 9. The Crypt, with its plethora of unlockable content, adds an extra layer of enjoyment. Unlocking costumes, finishers, and supplemental materials feels like a game within a game. Mortal Kombat XL is an expansion of the original Mortal Kombat X, adds 8 new characters, numerous skins, classic fatalities, and various balance fixes to the game since its initial release. At number 14, we have Batman Arkham City, Game of the Year Edition, the second installment of the Batman Arkham series of games. Arkham City is set in a sectioned-off part of Gotham, housing some of Batman's most formidable foes and their henchmen. The story revolves around Joker's deteriorating health and his search for a cure, even as he has inadvertently poisoned Batman. It's up to you to find the antidote to save both yourself and the city. This sequel builds upon the success of Arkham Asylum, allowing Batman to interact with a wide array of villains, including Penguin, Mr. Freeze, Ra's al Ghul, and the Riddler. The rich character roster ensures that every villain gets their moment to shine. The core gameplay formula remains largely unchanged. You'll navigate through a larger and more open world, beating up thugs, sneaking up on guards, and utilizing Batman's impressive gadgets. The Game of the Year edition bundles all the downloadable content, enhancing the experience further. One significant addition is Harley Quinn's Revenge, a post-credits story-driven expansion. However, it feels somewhat rushed and ends anticlimactically, failing to capture the depth of the main game. Additional content includes challenge maps and character packs, such as Robin and Nightwing. While the challenge maps might not be the most exciting part of the game, the various character skins and costumes referencing different eras of Batman are a delightful addition. Batman Arkham City Game of the Year Edition is a comprehensive version of an already impressive game. Despite some minor disappointments in the additional content, the core experience remains fantastic. The storyline, character development, and action make it a must-play for Batman and action-adventure enthusiasts. At number 15, we have Batman Arkham Asylum Game of the Year Edition, A game that takes the already fantastic original game and adds more content, making it an even more enticing option for both newcomers and fans. The additional content includes 4 challenge maps and the option to play in 3D. The 3D experience is basic, requiring paper glasses and lacking the wow factor of Avatar-like 3D. The challenge maps provide engaging extra content. Crime Alley presents a fist-fighting challenge, set where Bruce Wayne's parents were killed. Nocturnal Hunter offers a silent challenge, and Totally Insane and Scarecrow Nightmare push your skills to the limit. These challenges are a welcome addition for those who have already enjoyed the main game. Batman Arkham Asylum offers a dark and mature take on the Batman universe. The narrative unfolds within the walls of Arkham Asylum, where the Joker takes control and releases the inmates. This game is a departure from the lighter animated series, featuring mature themes and adult content. The gameplay in Batman Arkham Asylum focuses on fist-fighting, stealth, and exploration. The combat system is easy to learn, but challenging to master, offering various ways to engage with enemies. You can build impressive combos and unlock upgrades, enhancing Batman's abilities. The stealth elements provide intense gameplay moments, allowing you to take out enemies from the shadows. You have the freedom in choosing your approach, using gadgets like batarangs and explosive gel to your advantage. These sections are where the game truly shines, making you feel like the Dark Knight himself. Exploration is a significant part of the experience, with detailed environments and challenging puzzles. Riddler Challenges encourages you to delve deeper into the game, providing collectibles, trophies, and patient interviews that add depth to the story. Batman Arkham Asylum Game of the Year Edition is an exceptional game that enriches the original experience with extra content. It combines compelling gameplay with mature storytelling, making it a must-play for Batman fans. At number 16 we have Injustice: Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition, a cinematic DC fighting game that blends over-the-top superpowered battles with accessible mechanics. You take control of iconic heroes and villains like Batman, Superman, The Flash, and the Joker in a one-on-one fighter that feels mechanically similar to Mortal Kombat 9 and 10. The story mode follows a wild alternate universe plot where Superman, driven mad by tragedy, forms a tyrannical regime. While the premise is entertaining, it is riddled with plot holes and continuity issues, making it hard to stay invested. Cutscenes often contradict gameplay, and logic takes a backseat to spectacle. Gameplay is where the game shines. Each fighter has light, medium, heavy, and special attacks, with super moves triggered through directional inputs. The power meter adds depth, letting you enhance abilities, unleash cinematic super attacks, and engage in a unique clash system, where betting more meter restores health. Interactive environments make battles dynamic, with weaker characters vaulting off of objects and stronger ones hurling debris at foes. Stage transitions, like smashing enemies through buildings into new areas, keep fights visually thrilling. Beyond story mode, battles offer arcade-style challenges, from survival runs to defeating the roster with minimal health. The Ultimate Edition packs numerous alternate costumes, which DC fans will appreciate. Star Labs mode, however, is filled with mini-games of uneven quality and adds little to the experience. If you're a DC fan, the sheer roster, references, and fan service make this a must-try. Even without deep DC knowledge, you'll find a flashy, satisfying fighter, best picked up in a bundle. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is straight up cracked value for the price. 16 solid games for $12, including bangers like Batman, Mortal Kombat, Middle-earth, and even F.E.A.R. Whether you're here for the superhero action, brutal fighters, or epic open worlds, this lineup is stacked with hours of fun. Sure, some veterans already own half the list, but if your library is missing these gems, you're basically robbing the store. Deals like this don't pop up often. Grab it before it's gone. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider unlocking early access to videos or buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.